Hey guys, welcome to episode number 2 of Grit and Grace. Thank you for listening wherever you are, however you are, and wherever you are on your journey. Tonight we're going to be talking about the seriousness trap. And I'll be your host, Colton, and this is my co host.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Matthew.
And tonight we're going to be talking about the seriousness trap. So last time we tried to record, Matthew and I spent an entire night deleting about 50 starts to an episode because we couldn't stop laughing.
Dude, it had to have been like 75.
It was a lot. There was a lot of laughter. My stomach hurt. My cheeks hurt. And I slept really good that night.
Yeah, it was actually, it was a realization, you know,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it really was. At first, it felt like we were failing, but then we realized that being serious is often just another mask that we wear to feel like we've got our shit together, when really, we're learning how to get our shit together. All right, tonight we're going to be breaking down why we think we have to be stoic and heavy to be respected, and why being able to bust out laughing in the middle of all of this mess is the realest sign of progress that we've seen yet and felt.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I felt that, I was kicking myself leaving, when I was driving away. I felt that, I failed you. I failed this project because I couldn't keep my shit together. Um, and you remember why, like, we started busting out laughing, right?
Yeah.
All right, what was it that made you laugh?
Well, it started off with the howdy, y'all, but
Yeah, all right. So,
we
um,
couldn't get past like the first 10 seconds of recording the episode because I laughed every single take.
yeah, like 50, 75, however many times it took. Delete that, go back, delete that, go back. All right. But,
It was a lot.
I was at the gas station filling up and I was thinking about it. And, it turns out that that's a damn good thing. I mean, I've spent the last 30 years, looking over my shoulders and, especially the last, 10, 15 years looking over my shoulder, always expecting something that was never there. Like if I'm carrying a backpack or something, we've had this conversation.
Mhm.
I mean, like I'm walking through a crowd and I'm holding my hands in my pocket, make sure nobody pickpockets me. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I used to carry a backpack and I always thought somebody was going to steal my shit out of the back of it. So I would try to back up against walls and in corners when in reality that was probably not the case and it probably wasn't going to happen. I just for some reason felt like I was being targeted, but again, I'm pretty sure that was the paranoia from the drugs.
Yeah, right? I mean, that I mean, it goes into the self isolation kind of a thing, where it's the dangerous thoughts that we have that keep us away from others by having ourselves so guarded.
Especially when we act on those intrusive thoughts and we bring them into reality.
Yep.
That's when the isolation gets really real.
Did anybody ever mess with your backpack?
No, not once.
Yeah, I never got pickpocketed.
No. I didn't
Yeah.
even get fucked with when I was stayed in Germany for 3 months. Like this, I just thought it was something that was gonna happen that never fucking happened.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
had an extra guard up, and I still don't even know the exact reason why I felt like that in the first place.
I have learned something in the last couple weeks. Can I share?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. So basically, what I gather from people that are smarter than me, just flat out, is it all boils down to fear.
Yeah,
I
I would
mean,
agree.
so the fear of whether it's I'm gonna get fucked with, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or I'm not good enough. Whatever those fears are,
Yeah,
we manifest them into a quote unquote reality for ourselves.
it's an illusion.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. Wow, I don't, where'd that come from? All right, anyways, so,
Fucking God dog, bro.
right, there you go. So,
You're good, I hope.
it's okay, man. Hey, we can do it. We can laugh.
Holy fuck, man.
Like,
Yeah, when you're new into this clean and sober journey, you feel like you're kind of walking on eggshells, like you're not allowed to crack a joke on anything, and you feel like you have to take everything so seriously. But I feel like if we can't find the humor in our absolute insanity of our past and the things that we did
well,
and the grind of our present,
never get past it.
we're going to snap.
Right.
And that laughter, last time we tried to make an episode, that was an actual release. It was us admitting that we don't have to be perfect to be moving in the right direction.
Progress, not perfection. I hear that all the time.
I hear it all the time as well.
And you know what else I heard? Today, even in 2 different rooms, sitting in there for a couple hours, and these old timers, I mean, some of them are, 30, 40 years sober, some of them 15, 20 years sober, and they're laughing. They're having fun. They're joking about stupid shit that they would do back in the day.
Yeah. I feel like we should be able to do that early on in our recovery journey and make that like a normal part of it.
But how many years were you holding tight to that guard? Being so guarded, worrying about that backpack, or me worrying about getting
probably since I was like 15.
Exactly.
And I'm almost 40, so yeah.
I mean, that's quite a while, dude. So, that being said, I mean, it it took us that long to have all of that pent up anxiety, fear, worry, shame, whatever it was. And then, wait, it takes that long to build it up. It's like that knot in the back of your neck. How long is it going to take to get that knot out?
Oh, you got to find the right massage therapist. No, but
there's no massage therapist.
I believe it laughing and being able to just, like you said, let your guard down and let loose and like let your shoulders drop and have fun in your recovery. I've never really heard anybody say to have fun with it. But then again, you go into these rooms and hear these people talking, and some of them are pretty serious, some of the shares. And then at one point during almost every single person's share, the entire room burst out into laughter.
That happened, like I was saying earlier today.
And to me, man, that laughter, if we're not able to laugh at the things that we did, we are always, always, always going to have that guard up. And we're not going to be able to heal and recover the way that we need to or want to.
You know where it came about earlier? There was a first day person in there, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so then you've got, I swear there were 3 people at the table in front of her, and it must have been 120 years of sobriety at that one table. There were...
It's a long fucking time.
Yeah, there were like 20 people in the room, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm almost at 6 months, right? 175 days today. And on the other side of the room, there's 120 years between 3 people.
Yeah, I'm barely short at 3 months right now. So
they were the ones that started, right? And they looked at the individual that was first day, and they were like, I'm gonna go with my southernism. Honey, it's all good. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. You're home now.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, it was, a whole lot of, I mean, the dude sitting next to me had over 30 years. The guy on the other side was 40 years. I had 70 years at least between the two people at my table with me. And then another guy over here, another guy over there that were both 30 years apiece or
Yeah.
over 30 years. And I mean, until you get into a detailed conversation with somebody, they're not going to tell you exactly how much time. It's just they say a couple days in the program or whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, I had 120 years on, my left and right within 10 feet of me. And then another 120 years on the cross side of the room. And all of those individuals were just like smiling and like so excited for this first timer being in there, and the first timer's face was just bright red.
Well, I could say that one of the things that I really love about the recovery journey is the fact that while I was using, I always felt like I wasn't allowed to laugh and I wasn't allowed to do the things that made me feel good, except for use.
Right.
And then in these rooms, you talk about the shit that you did and the fact that you're able to laugh about it and have a good time and showing the person in day one that you're actually allowed to have a good time in your recovery is vital.
It's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah. It's not all of the depression and the misery and the fucking self-suffering that we created before. This has to be a brand new experience.
Oh, dude, there were days where I'd call in sick because I hope no bosses are listening, or old bosses. But either way, I mean, I'd call in sick because dude, all I wanted to do, and I didn't even want to, but all I did was lay in bed and just stuck in that misery, the scariest neighborhood,
Yeah.
The one between my ears. I was just stuck there.
It's a dangerous playground.
No joke. But a problem shared is a problem cut in half.
Yeah, and you shared that with me when we first started talking and about problems and stuff and doing the podcast. So I when you said that to me, I've never heard anybody in my life say that.
It was your idea to do the podcast.
I always thought I always thought I had to keep shit to myself, that if I shared it with somebody, I would be like somehow hurting them
or judged.
Oh,
I was worried about being judged personally.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely part of it. And I always felt like I was gonna lose people if I was real and honest with them. Like I had to fake who I was in order to keep the people I had around me at that point in time.
I get that 100%.
And in here, I can be as real as possible to where you get a visual in your head of what I did, and somehow we become closer.
Yeah. Well, all right. So another thing I've heard was, two drunks sitting at a table, two liars sitting at a table,
Mm-hmm.
two liars sitting at a table telling truths. Because they wouldn't tell those truths to anybody else, because the other people would judge them and be like, oh my God, you did that? I can't believe it. But
yeah,
I mean, what the fuck? That's what our lives have been. And who else can understand that than each other?
Yeah, walking on eggshells for almost 20 years living the what the fuck did my friend call it? Living the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like I had to be somebody I wasn't in order to survive the things that I was going through. But being in recovery it's not about surviving. It's literally about thriving.
Yeah.
So you learn through certain areas and aspects of these rooms, you learn to let go and tell the truth and drop your shoulders and get all the fucking unnecessary weight off of you that you've been carrying around for the past 20 plus years.
Let go and let God.
And it is a complete relief.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can say the things that I say and those people love me more for it.
Yeah. I mean, how many times in
your life, the amount of hugs and shit that I get from just sharing 3 or 4 minutes of whatever the conversation was about, and the people that come up to me afterwards and say thank you, that helped me.
Yeah. Right?
What?
Dude, what I said tonight.
That is just...
It's insane. It's mind-blowing.
Wow. Like the insanity I used to create versus the shit that I think is insane now.
Like,
I get to actually help people by telling the absolute truth. And that is still mind-blowing to me.
rigorous honesty.
And it's amazing. It's very fulfilling knowing that my experiences in life can actually help people. And that is the most amazing part of this. And that is our episode. We
didn't follow the script at all.
Yeah, we definitely did not.
But it was perfect because we said everything that needed to be said.
I'm pretty sure we hit all of our bullet points, though, looking back at this.
Yeah, I didn't even read it. I've got my glasses on right now, and I can barely see it. I really need real
For those
glasses.
of y'all that can't see, he's not lying. He really has his glasses on.
For those of y'all that can't see, hey, guess what? I can't either. But this is progress. It's not perfection. You know?
Yeah.
Like, when that was written up, when the script was written, you know, I mean, I was at the gas station, right? I was still doing the perfectionist bullshit that I've always done.
Yeah. And then you sent me a clip that says, howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Matt. No, I'm not Matt. Damascus Road. I kind of want to go back. I want to erase that. Progress, not perfection.
Yeah,
Let's keep
progress.
going.
We're doing
keep
this
it rolling.
thing. We're fucking doing it. But yeah, so that's it for our episode of the Seriousness Trap.
And we're working to get out of it.
And yeah, the world is going to try to keep you heavy. Don't help it. Please don't. If you can find a reason to bust a gut today, take it. You stayed intentional by remembering how to breathe. Take a deep breath. Laugh when you need to. It might not be the right timing. But if you want to laugh like the Count, that's cool too.
No, yeah.
But this life is raw. It's messy. But it's the only way to keep moving, to keep your head up, to stay in the fight.
10 minutes at a time.
10 minutes at a time.
If that's what it takes.
And grace is the only thing that makes the grit sustainable. And we do this with 1 10-minute win at a time. Again, my name's Colton. This is my co-host.
Good night, y'all. I'm Matthew.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in.